now it's time to beat the mind game.
Hello friends, and welcome back to Prey, You Only Live Once, where no healing is allowed and any death ends the run. Last time, we ventured back out into the hostile expanse of space in order to scan several dangerous Typhon so we could unlock some key abilities. And we succeeded, but at a cost. After getting Backlash and Psychoshock, we confronted our first Technopath and took 13 points of avoidable damage, bringing our current health to 284 out of 300. Now I say avoidable because although I'm still not sure what pushed me towards that cystoid, I wouldn't have taken any damage at all if I had activated Backlash first. And the damage I took from the exploding Technopath was the direct result of my own tactical errors. He would have died before Backlash expired if I had taken Firearms 2, which is now done. And more importantly, he wouldn't have exploded at all if I hadn't made the mistake of using the Q-beam on him. And all of that is entirely on me. But again, in case you're not familiar with how YOLO works, damage is permanent in this run. That health is lost forever. I have no choice but to learn from it and move on. Our next destination on the main quest is the G.U.T.S, or Gravity Utility Tunnel System. Before we head there, we need to stop by the Shuttle Bay and turn it into a relatively safe path between the exterior and the lobby. And that means we're about to face another Technopath. His central location in the map's layout pretty much make him the mini-boss of the Shuttle Bay, and as soon as we enter the map for the first time, several mimic set pieces will occur. In order to deal with both them and the Technopath safely, I need to do several things very quickly, the very moment we load in.
Conditions.
Now off to our left, there should be another mimic coming around the corner here.
Warning. Air supply system malfunction. Please evacuate
Perfect.
until repairs can be made by an engineer or an operator.
Dusting him then will prevent him from wandering and turning into random shit. Now we cannot take the risk of letting this Technopath live. It's just too dangerous to allow to wander in a wide open, high-ceilinged map like this. And now that we have Firearms 2, he's much easier to take care of.
Scan complete. New sound.
So let's hit him with Psychoshock and deal with his turrets. And now give him something else to think about while we wait for Psychoshock to recharge. Okay, right now he should be well and truly focused on that lure. So let's shock him and waste him. Beautiful. Absolutely textbook. Don't worry about that Voltaic Phantom that you can hear downstairs. He's actually sealed in a room of his own. And fun fact, he's sealed in with an open flame. So if we give him long enough, more often than not, he will end up wandering into that flame enough to just roast himself, which is just ducky by me.
Warning.
Happy to let him do that.
Levels critical. Please seek a breathing apparatus immediately.
Okay, now there are a total of 3 mimics and 1 greater mimic that initially spawn in this upper area. And we've already taken out 2 of the mimics. However, the other 2 enemies are in this room. So let's get Backlash up, just in case they try to be really clever. Yeah, I'll do. Okay, that's the mimic taken out. And then the greater mimic is in here somewhere. Probably going to try to jump right out at me, which is why Backlash is very, very important right now. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure what he has decided to mimic in there, but I'm just going to start plinking things that don't look right. All right, let's go back in. I'm just going to try to bait him into leaping at me.
Warning. Air supply system
I don't love how
malfunction.
coy he's being.
Please evacuate
There you
until
are.
repairs can be made by an engineer or an operator.
Get wrecked.
Mr. Yu, this is Eddie Voss. I work down in cargo. The fact is, we've been stealing from you, sir. It started small, just moving harmless contraband on and off the station. Pharma food not on the safe list. I don't know. Maybe you don't pay your tax and hardware enough, but Lily got ambitious after a while. Started stealing neuromods, fabrication plans, selling them to TranStar rivals. Yeah, sit on that for a sec, Mr. U. Chasma's got our IP now. Lily made me modify some of the old alarm panels around Talos, so,
There's nothing in these stalls.
use them as dead drops. A certain few of them still have company property. He taps through the wrench, will pop it open. Anyway, I just wanted to say, I never meant for things to get out of hand. It just, took on a life of its own. But I'd like to make it right, any way I can. That's all.
Warning, air supply
Oh, I'm sorry,
system
Eddie, but
malfunction.
it's probably best that things worked out the way that they did for you, because otherwise,
Operator.
TranStar's version of making it right will probably include pulling your neuromods and turning you into a volunteer. So, sorry about that. Now let's bust through this beautiful but incredibly fake ceiling and get into the pilot's ready room. Or planning room, I guess they call it. Now, fun thing, if you go out to the shuttle before you come in here, this transcribe from McGill has nothing on it, because you've already gotten the message that Hunter had left for her when we got Hunter's transcribe. That would have kicked off the shuttle quest in here, but we already started and finished it in one go, which is highly efficient, the way I like. All right, I think that's everything in here. Don't worry, we'll explore down that hallway, but for right now, there's a path that I like to follow. It helps me keep from forgetting where I've been and what I've done, and also takes care of things in a way that feels like it flows better for me. And speaking of which, let's hop back up here. Now, don't go up into this little crawl space the very moment you get into the level, because there's something inefficient about the way that it's designed, some shader compilation shit or whatever. You'll get bad frame drops if you go straight up into this little crawl space. That's another reason why I do things in the order that I do. Let's get through there. And over in this maintenance crawl space, there is a little bit of junk, but the main thing to do here is turn the grav shafts back on. You can also boost up here and get into the upper area, but now that we've turned the grav shafts back on, there's not a lot of point. Still stuff to loot down here. And this note from Scott is just telling you about the grav shafts and another place that you could go to turn them back on. It was a good try, but we're long past the point where that's useful. Yeah, we've got a weapon upgrade kit, and then they're just keeping an asteroid in their filing cabinet, as one does. And not much on here aside from the area map. And thankfully we're in a non-oxygen environment, so it won't open our transcribe automatically. Now, a lot of people miss just how information dense these terminals are. This looks like it's just a one-line bit of lore, but usually when you see a message regarding a person and it's associated with either a location or a mention of an object, it's giving you a hint as to someone that you can track in order to find
Warning,
loot or an
oxygen
opportunity.
levels critical. Please seek a breathing apparatus immediately.
And then up here we've got a mimic and a greater mimic in this room, and they can be a bit cheeky, so let's get prepared with backlash before we go in. Okay, well, you're just front and center. Now, where's that greater mimic? Oh, I see. Well, that was not well done. Okay, we can take the psychoscope off. And there's some random loot in here, along with, oh, beam shielding. That's not useful now, but it will be later. So there's only one enemy in the game that attacks with lasers, and they don't show up until much later, but I think I'll be very happy to have that once that does come about. But okay, I think we've gotten everything in here. Now, there's a level 3 hack that'll get you into Mia Buyer's safe in the workstation. The workstation's not that important, but the safe we definitely want to get into. And I believe we've got, what is it, 5 neuromods now? Yep. Yeah, so we need one more to get into that. And fortunately, we will find that right in here.
Niels, where are you?
Escape pods. Can you get to us?
No. Cut the power to the lift to keep those damn things from getting up to the coop.
Well, we're all stuck here anyway. We can't get these pods open.
I don't understand.
I'll keep spamming the security computers with help requests. Maybe someone will notice eventually.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe not. Now, extending this jetway doesn't do much good for us right now, but we will be very happy that it's done later on. In the meantime, we just picked up a neuromod, so we should have the last one that we need for hacking 3. So let's crack open Miabyra's safe. And that has given us a couple null waves and 2 of our neuromods back. Excellent. So that effectively only cost us a net of 4 to get in here. And we're going to be needing hacking 3 very, very soon. For the meantime, let's head over here across the control room and over into a very politely placed smoking area that thankfully doesn't require people to fucking walk through it in order to get to their job. On the other side of it down here, we've got a body to get to. So let's carefully feather our descent. And Rodrigo could have gotten up here with the glue. I imagine that's what he did. I'm not sure where his glue cannon is, but that's all right. I'm sure it's doing someone else some good somewhere. Now, I believe we just caught a glimpse of the Voltaic Phantom down there, and there's also a Mimic and a Greater Mimic in that room. What I would like is to get in there, and I want to try to annoy them while I'm blowing away the glue that's covering that the window there. So hopefully that has annoyed the Voltaic Phantom and gotten him to wander a bit more. We'll give him some time to do that. Well, let's drop down here into this open cargo container, and we'll find the body of Anastasia Uriegas, along with a disruptor stun gun plan that honestly is not all that useful. And then some random junk here. And we'll just fix that. And that one as well. Let's keep down. I'd rather he not try to take a pot shot at me, and he just might.
Please seek a breathing apparatus immediately.
And then over here we have the body of Scott Parker, who unfortunately went out in a he went out in a bad way, on his own terms, but no one should have to feel like that in their last moments. Sorry, man. All right, and then around here, let's hack into Frank's terminal. Frank is kind of a piece of work. For one thing, he was apparently part of the conspiracy with Alex to sabotage the escape pods, or I don't know if it's fair to say that he's part of the conspiracy, but he was definitely following orders. However, he decided to try to warn this woman that he had a crush on about a single escape pod that he had made sure would work. And, well, his relationship with her was, let's call it fraught. Frank didn't really understand boundaries or the concept of sexual harassment, and it got him taken to HR. And from the looks of it, quite well deservedly so. All right, I believe there's also, yeah, Psi-Hypo there. That's beautiful. And then let's go open up this airlock. Oh, some nice bits and pieces there. There is a body down in this bay, right over there in the far corner, and it is surrounded by rad barrels. We're not going to go get that. There is, if memory serves, there's a weapon upgrade kit, or at least that's what I've usually gotten off of it, and it is totally not worth taking those rads, because we could easily take enough that we start taking actual health damage from it, and I cannot risk that. Yeah, in case you didn't know, if your rads get high enough, you will start taking actual direct health damage from it. That is something we absolutely need to avoid, and I came very close to doing during a previous episode. Now let's head back up here, because we've got that one tunnel that we didn't go down earlier, or hallway rather, and a few bits and pieces there. And I think that trash can is the only bit here that usually has anything in it, yeah. The briefcase is empty, but don't miss the silenced pistol on the ground beside it. And then let's head down here to the escape pod area and be ready for some greater mimics.
Hello? Is someone... I'm in the escape pod with Emanuella de Silva. We're stuck in the launch tube. The hatch on the outside is supposed to blow when the pod launch initiates, but... I guess the bolts misfired. Could you help us out? You'd have to EVA to get the hatch open. From the outside.
I'm sorry. This is too perfect.
I didn't know what else to do. Sit here and starve, I guess. There's an override switch behind the panel for some launch.
Oh, man.
The hatch is minutes.
I don't know if you noticed that, but the two greater mimics decided to both mimic an oxygen bottle. Oh, hi! Right beside the real one. And apparently one of them was still there. All right. That is all taken care of now.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it.
Send an operator.
That's what I'm doing, Niels. It's not responding. None of them are. Shit.
Was it those things? Did they shut the air off?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter though, right? I mean, it should be hours before we run out.
No, Niels. The system is working in reverse. It's pulling oxygen out of the air. We've got 10 minutes. Tops.
What? But...
Frank, you in there, man? What's wrong with these pods?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? It's your job to know, damn it. You inspected them, right?
Yes.
Then why the hell is the lock sequence doing jack shit?
I don't know, Drew. I'm sorry.
What about your pod? Open up!
I can't do that.
What are you talking about?
Bolts in the outside hatch misfired. We're stuck in the launch tube.
Ugh, you didn't wait for anyone else, you son of a bitch! I hope you starved to death in there!
And he would have, if not for us. Thankfully, I like Emanuella a lot more than I like Frank, and, well, I'm kind of on a mission to save all humans if I can. Bon voyage.
Thanks, Morgan. Means a lot to me that you did all that, despite Frank. I'm transmitting the location of something that could help. I couldn't get it off the station, but maybe it can help you.
And indeed. We'll go get that, but we have to contend with the Voltaic Phantom in order to do so, because it's locked in a room that is behind him. First, here in this broken escape pod, there is a chipset that I want. I'm fairly sure that you're intended to require Typhon powers, either remote manipulation or mimic matter, to get in there, but fortunately, I found a solution that sometimes works, and it just requires the right tools and the right approach. And that glue should give us a little bit of extra height, and with our trusty friend, the Huntress Boltcaster, should be able to give this thing a solid nudge in our direction. There we go. Yeah, I think that should be close enough. Just got to get a prompt. It is definitely close enough. I just need to get the prompt on my way down. Or maybe from this side. Maybe this is the better approach. There we go. Got it. Okay. And that was Kinesthetic Assister. That's all right. That's all right. I'll take it over Heavy Gear Optimizer. Sure. With the escape pods cleared, we're just about done with Shuttle Bay, so I think it's time to contend with that Voltaic Phantom that we've been putting off. First, let me drop off a couple of pieces of junk in here just to clear some space. And let's see, is he still there? Oh yeah, he's still there. Okay. So then, how do I want to handle this? So we're definitely not going into that room with that guy. Let's see, what tools do we have available in this area? I'd rather not burn any more psi or psi resources. But if we have to, we have to.
Warning.
Okay, well, for starters,
critical. Please seek a
I think that
breathing
window is not
apparatus
open.
immediately.
So let me make sure it's cleared. And let's see if I can get an angle on the mimic in there. No, not at the moment. Oh, yep, there he is. Okay. Okay, that's one less threat. Oh! Ha ha ha! Excellent, he finally walked into the fire enough. That's what I was hoping for. Okay, and that means that the only thing left in here is a Greater Mimic. And we can handle a Greater Mimic, that's fine. Let's get our shotgun out. Not combat focus, let's just take Backlash. As he's going to be a cheeky bastard and... Yep, that's what I thought. I thought that might have been you. Okay. All right, I think we are clear in here. And nothing much on Scott's terminal. If we hadn't already turned back on the grav shafts, we could do it there. And the rest is just some very depressing emails going over just what a rough time he was having. And well, if this was his area, yeah, I have a feeling that he was having some Typhon-related dreams. Not a great time. Sorry, buddy. Okay, what else in here? Well, let's loot that Voltaic Phantom. And put out the flames so that we don't make the same mistake. And yeah, this room should be completely safe. Yes, I realize the Fabricator is not a toy, but I will make whatever I want with it, because it's fun. Okay, now, all that's required to get up here is a piece of glue. You don't actually have to help Frank and Emanuella, because this is here from the very beginning. As she was sending some neuromods home to her mom, and, well, all things considered, given what we know, it's probably for the best that they didn't make it there. We can definitely put them to much better use anyway. Okay, well, let's go drop off our spoils in the recycler, and I believe we've got some extra suit repair kits. I'll recycle some of those. I think for once the recycler is actually just about full.
Warning, air supply system malfunction. Please
All right.
evacuate until repairs can be made by
Well, let's see what that
engineer
lets us
or an
make.
operator.
So we can get 3 neuromods out of that. That's fantastic. Was expecting at least 2, but the third is very welcome. In the last episode, we picked up the Q-beam cell recycling, fabricator plan. So let's get our Q-beam powered up. Yeah, I think that should do. Actually, I'll take one more, because we're going to be using it quite a bit, especially since we don't yet have the plan for fabricating disruptor ammo, and we're running quite low on that, so the Q-beam is going to be our alternate way of dealing with operators, among other things. All right. I'm just going to take a quick loop around, and if I don't find anything else, we'll head on directly to Psychotronics. Down here, there's also this entrance to the gravity utility tunnel system, but we can't actually get through there yet. Don't worry, we'll be doing that later this episode, or, well, depending on how quickly we get through things, possibly next episode, but we're definitely going into Guts very, very soon. Yep. Shuttle Bay's well and truly clear, so let's head out.
Gravity detected.
And since we took care of the Technopath out here last episode, this shortcut is actually safe to use, otherwise he would be patrolling back and forth right here. And remember that little thing I showed you where he kind of looks down when he gets to the end of his animation? Yeah, he looks down right about there, so he will absolutely see us coming out here if we don't take care of him. But thankfully, we dealt with both him and with the telepath over by Psychotronics, so we can now utilize this shortcut through the superstructure. And right there is the airlock Psychotronics, along with the looted remains of the telepath from last episode. Hi there, buddy. Thanks for the stuff. And now that we're here in Psychotronics, we can just... Okay. That window has just magically healed itself. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing that happens in Prey sometimes. Every now and then game assets or props or windows or things like that will just reset their state. I'm not sure what causes it, but okay, we'll go with that. Meantime, hello, Sybil. Let's have a chat. Now, I mentioned before that I don't use operators. I don't think actually, Actually, I don't think I have mentioned that before. I think I put it in the description, but I don't think I've actually talked about it. So this is a good opportunity. So I feel like operators just completely trivialize consumables in almost all circumstances. They're just a free refill of whatever you want. So I personally choose not to use them, and I've made that a soft rule of the run. However, there's nothing wrong with busting them apart for what they contain. I just personally feel like that is a efficient use of the map resources. The operators may feel differently. And yeah, nothing up here. I wonder, how many recyclers do I have? 6 is actually a good number. So I'm going to try something here. One thing that I think a lot of people don't realize is that after you've looted Typhon remains, they still contain some exotic material. You just can't usually access it. So what I like to do sometimes, if I've got enough of them in one place, is set up a recycler charge. And, oh, hey, some spare parts. And then use the motion of something to set off the recycler. And that will harvest the exotic. Look at that, 0.65 exotic from all those Typhon messes. That's beautiful. But all right, time to head in to one of my favorite places in the game. The G.U.T.S, or Gravity Utility Tunnel System, to give it its proper name. I really love this map. It's a great place. A lot of people don't feel that way. A lot of people really dislike this map, and for reasons that I can kind of understand, because it's very three-dimensional, and a lot of folks have trouble navigating 3 dimensions or find it just very confusing. Here we've got a note from Eric and Laurel. They're one of the very cute couples on the station. It's a bit bittersweet seeing their messages around from each other. And this message is just warning you of an upcoming electrical fault that you'll have to navigate past. Now, I mentioned not long ago that I don't use operators, but I'm very happy to just smash them apart for the stuff that's within them. So let's just get this dispenser back online. And request some spare parts.
TranStar Cobalt. Engineering class operator ready to deploy. Please stand clear of aperture. Requesting operate.
Good morning.
Engineering class operator ready to deploy. Please stand clear of aperture.
Oh, is it going to do this again? I hate it when the pipes decide to do that and they just decide that, no, we're not going to allow you to repair them because fuck you. There we go. Okay. Maybe I just had to get it in exactly the right pixel. And then there's one more. And this one we can take care of personally.
TranStar Cobalt. Engineering class operator ready to deploy. Please stand clear of aperture.
Excellent. All right, let's just recycle a little bit of junk here. And then let me take a quick look at neuromods. We've got 8, which is fantastic, but I don't think I want to use any of them quite this moment. I want to hold those in reserve, depending on what we encounter. However, let's take a look at weapon upgrades. Q-beam. Q-beam's looking good for now. Actually, that's a good point. Should I take lab tech? Maybe not quite yet. However, let's up the shots on our disruptor stun gun, and then Q-beam could use some reload speed, sure. And yeah, let's get incapacitation rate up on the Eagle gun. Let's drag those down here. I think we're good. Let's head into the G.U.T.S proper for one of my favorite music tracks in the game.
These tunnels run the entire length of the station. Mostly conduit carrying the bare necessities. Power, water, air. But operators also use it to deliver supplies from the cargo bay up to the arboretum. Given the small number of crew assigned here, I would expect Typhon presence to be minimal as well. But that's probably a bad assumption.
You don't say. I think that's a bad assumption just on game design terms alone. But maybe that's a little bit too much fourth wall breaking. Let's see, I'm certain that I saw something else up here. Maybe not. Or maybe it got knocked off somewhere. But it's fine. It's just a little piece of junk. Now, if we head on through here, we've got a set piece that's queued up for us, and it's to show us exactly what cystoids do, because the game is kind of expecting this to be our first encounter with cystoid nests. And we can thank that operator for their sacrifice and showing us the way. And let's give more cystoids something to play with. I think they all got taken care of by that thing that I threw. The first thing there. That's fine. Okay, some junk around here, yeah? Or maybe it's below. Yeah, it's below. There's the entrance. Each of these sections of guts has these little... I'm not sure what you'd call them. I guess these pipe conduits, and maintenance conduits or whatever, and each of them has a slightly different way in and a slightly different set of materials within it. I think as we come down here, yeah, that's going to explode, and that's meant to send stuff flying so as to make the cystoids follow it and give us another demonstration of how they follow movement. Let's repair all this, because I like to repair fire as I go, because it's very easy, especially in 0G, to accidentally back yourself into an open flame when you're trying to evade something else. I just as soon remove that risk. And then... there's our junk. And I believe there's a box we can search, yeah? Yeah. Okay, and into the next area. And the next area is locked by a door that we have to get through either via hacking or code. But first, we've got a metric fuck ton of cystoids, so let's just give them something to play with. As per usual. Excellent. Alright, I think that has taken care of all that. Now, this body is normally tucked behind here. It's kind of got sent flying by the explosion, but this body has the key code to the door on it. Let's make sure all of the cystoids are dealt with. Yes, looking good. And let's repair the damage we caused. And I think, yeah, we've got an operator carcass here. Excellent. About to get a lot of spare parts in this area, I think. And there's a box over here we can loot. And finally, let's get the stuff that's inside the crawl space. Or crawl space, float space, whatever you want to call it. It's a conduit. And it's a conduit that I'm certain has something in it, absolutely certain. I think just the light is attenuating and I can't see. Yeah, there's stuff down at the end here. Speaking of spare parts, I'll grab that and some junk, and then let's head back out. Now, I am absolutely certain that I'm missing things here in Guts. There's just a ton of little nooks and crannies, and I do explore them fairly thoroughly, but I'm not too fussed if I miss a few bits of junk here and there. I say as I take one last look through and try to make sure I don't miss any junk. Okay, but we've got the key code, so we can let ourselves through here. However, there's some cystoids right on the other side. So I think I want to be prepared with a play toy for them. And by the way, anytime you interact with a panel like this, it instantly kills all inertia and makes you upright relative to the panel. All right. You boys just have fun with that over there. In the meantime, let me stop this fan. Yeah, there's just a few pieces of junk in here. Alright, so we've got some nests over there to deal with. So let's grab some debris. This grate will do, I think. Might have trouble getting it through this gap. Nope, it's fine. Okay. And that should activate a bunch of them. These guys, I think... Yeah, that'll do. Okay. Alright, that's good. I think I see an active nest. 2, possibly. Yep. And then where's our nearest debris? Probably down there. I think that's our best debris. I just noticed I was not sitting close enough to my mic. Hopefully that's fine. And with the luck, that'll also drag the rest of them close to that arcing electricity. But if not, let's just give them something else to play with. Yeah, that grate should be moving fast enough now for them to... Well, it was. Now I've created an obstacle for myself in front of that panel. That's going to make it interesting to... There we go. Got it out of the way. Okay. I think the arcs might take care of some of the cystoids, if I'm lucky. Let's see if I can push that through the door. There we go. That's good enough. Okay. Enough playing. Okay. Well, let's just grab another piece here that we can throw at them. So I think I'm just wasting glue ammo on these guys at this range. They're close enough to run around and make themselves hard to hit. There we go. Okay. That's sorted. And we got some plastic tubing and a bunch of stuff up here in this monitoring station. By the way, don't miss these supply containers. They're all over the place in Guts. They're clearly marked like this, and every single one of them contains valuable loot. Let's fix that. And then... Oh, good. I think we lucked out and got the cystoids that are in there, too. Excellent. Okay, let's glue this up and get it quickly repaired. Oh, no, there's absolutely not... There are absolutely more cystoids. Where are the rads? Where are they? Let's give them something to think about in there. Okay. It's not the last of them, but that's fine. Okay, that should have done it. I'm concerned that this thing is going to unglue itself right when I get there. Nope, we're good. Excellent. I definitely want to do that and not just rush through, because if you ever have to come back through this area the other way, it makes it extremely challenging to get through that door without getting electrocuted. And then lastly, we've got the conduit, whatever you want to call it. And this one just has some junk here in the center, it looks like. Good junk, though. I'm pretty sure that all of that contains mineral. Alright, I think we've gotten everything over there. Any more junk loitering around? Nope, we're good. Okay. And that is the 3 main sections of this maintenance tunnel. And as soon as we pass through here, we're into an area with no enemies at this time. We have a different challenge.
your suit system's pretty hard. It came from the substation ahead. There's a magnetosphere around Talos 1 that keeps the sun from cooking your insides. Hopefully the generator isn't dying. For your sake. I'll be fine.
Wow. Thanks, January. You're kind of a... You know, I'd say he's an asshole, but I feel like that's almost functionally equivalent to saying that Morgan is an asshole, which, well, that kind of tracks too. That was interesting. That banana peel was glued. I didn't think that you could glue pickups. Okay. And then tucked behind here, we've got... is it on that side or that side? Here, it's over here. Tucked behind here, we've got one of the other notes from Eric to Lauren. Or Laurel, rather, I'm sorry. They were having some very cute zero-G meetups out here. I approve. I would probably do something very similar. And okay. Well, let's head ourselves into the Magnetosphere to take care of whatever fuckery is going on in there. And, well, there's a lot of it. I've got a little bit of loot here. Some anti-rad. And we can't get in here. At least, we can't get in here without mimic matter or without grabbing things with remote manipulation. And this is one of those places where I don't think I could actually get a good rebound with the boltcaster, and it's really not worth the effort just for medkits and psi-hypos and stuff. And I don't think there's anything else of particular value in there. And then first of all in here, this is what we took hacking 3 for, or one of the things rather, because gaining access to this terminal will get us access to this supply closet, which has a chipset, and I would very much like to find out what it is. And almost as importantly, we can turn off the magnetosphere, and then fall. That's fine. There's things to loot in here. And there's also prep to do, so let me put out this fire. And unfortunately, we can't entirely put out this one. For whatever reason, this one is just bugged, but I always try anyway. Because maybe it's just a matter of finding that one correct pixel for it. Now let's grab Laurel's transcribe. Rip, Laurel.
What's the matter?
He's dead.
Whoa, what? Who's dead?
Anders. I tried to call security.
Do you need a medical team?
I said he's dead, Langley.
Right. Laurel,
Hello.
take a deep breath. Tell me what happened.
Okay, I'm sorry. Anders went into the mag chamber to test one of the coils that been flaking on us. I don't know what happened exactly, but there was a pulse.
What the?
I think it cooked him in his suit.
God.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, Laurel.
That operator has phased through the floor.
No, Anders had the key card.
Okay,
Rip.
got it. Listen, just sit tight. Don't go into that chamber. I'm going to find Chief Elazar. We'll get a security team your way ASAP.
And something a lot of people miss is this note tucked behind the toilet paper here. And that's going to give you the Magnetosphere safe. We could have hacked our way in there. But I like to find the secrets when I can. And, oh, recyclers. I will always take recyclers. Yeah, we got some junk there. Okay, I think that's all of the ground loot. And then how close are we to the power coming back on? We're fine. All right. Let's grab the area map. And the map to G.U.T.S is honestly not great, but I'm not sure how many other ways they could have done it short of having a true 3D map, because G.U.T.S is very vertical. This maintenance tunnel, these circles here that are stacked, that's pretty much the entirety of G.U.T.S. It's hard to render as a map, which is part of what makes it disorienting to people, but once you understand the layout, it is very, very simple. And we've also got an email here that I think a lot of people miss the significance of. Just take a look at that and keep it in mind. Josh Dalton hasn't shown up for 3 days now. Lane's uncooperative with finding him.
Magnetosphere activated.
We'll come back to that. For now,
Warning.
let's get this turned back off.
Magnetosphere deactivated. Solar radiation exposure at maximum.
Okay. And I'm hesitating on whether to do this because sometimes this canister just blows up when you set it down. Like, I think it's actually colliding with the wire model in some way, and it's causing it to take collision damage. So I'm going to do a couple things just to hopefully immunize myself against the possibility of that happening. Okay, yeah, jumped a little bit there, but it's fine. And I'll grab these O2 bottles. God, that sound effect, I swear. And yeah, I'll put the other one right there beside it. Good. Okay, how are we looking for power? We're fine. All right, let's grab this box on the way by, because we've got some cystoid nests up here to deal with. And they're kind of feckless in inside a gravity environment. They just kind of roll around on the floor. Hey, 2 for 1. Nice. Got it. All right, and then up here, we've got a few goodies in the ceiling. Up on top of this rack. And a few more over here, I believe. Yeah, there's some corroded coils. That's good.
Microgravity.
Now let's head in here. And where's Anders? He's over here somewhere, yeah? He floats around quite a lot. Oh, where has he gotten himself? Ah, there he is. That's not an awesome place for you. Okay. That's gotten us the Artax propulsion system Gen 1. Along with the key code that we needed to proceed, but really, I really wanted that chipset. Now, where are we going to replace for it? I think, yeah, radiation shielding probably. Let's get that in there, and then let's loot this supply area. We better get out of here. And the chipset is psychoactive charger. Oh. Okay. Let's get out of here.
Gravity detected.
All right. Now, there's some bullshit operators that are going to magically spawn in here, but we have prepared a surprise for them.
Warning. Seek shelter. Plasma shockwave in 5, 4, 3, 2. Warning. Magnetosphere deactivated.
I don't think so.
Solar radiation exposure at maximum.
Among other things, that's just fucking noisy. All right. Now, if you do it this way, be sure to repair the flames on the other side before you come out. I've burned myself that way before. And finally, there's a couple other things to deal with. You can just barely see it from up there. I meant to take a look at it, but did not at the time. Although, you know, we've got plenty of time now that the power is off, so let's go take a quick look at that, just to see where you can get the hint from.
Microgravity detected.
It's above the bar in these upper windows here. You can just barely see through there. Yeah, there's some stuff. Let's get stuff.
Gravity detected.
Unfortunately, it's very easy to reach. Even if you don't have a high mobility, you can just put... There you go. Okay. Ooh. Okay. We've gotten some shitty chipsets and some duplicates, but I'm very happy with G.U.T.S today, because Psychoactive Charger and Cell Refurb are amazing. Oh my goodness. Okay, so sorry. Let me gather my thoughts here. So Cell Refurb, that's going to collect more disruptor and Q-beam ammo from robotic corpses, but the important thing about that is it's actually going to cause them to drop disruptor ammo at all, and they normally don't, at least not very often. Now, I'm getting very low on disruptor ammo, so I think I'll drop leverage assist for that. And then Psychoactive Charger. Slowly regenerate Psi over time. That is fucking huge. And I think... Yeah, why do I need optimizer energy? I don't have any energy powers. Happy to put that on. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. I'm very happy with this state of affairs. Okay, well, that's not the only thing in here, though. Let's hop up here. Let's do it properly, because I'm so good at platforming. And over here, we've got a couple of EMP charges and a burnt circuit board. And then I think there's also another way up here, yeah? Yeah, there is. And then up onto here. And that's gotten us some junk. And I think there's an alternate way through here, yeah? Yeah, I just have to block that flame. And then a little more junk up here. It also allows you to get a glimpse of that loot over there, but you can't access it from here. You have to go the way that I did, or some other roundabout way. All right, well, I think that we've taken care of everything we need to take care of here in the Magnetosphere. We've gotten some amazing loot, and we have the key card that we need in order to proceed through the cargo tunnel. And we've also got the spawn of a cheeky telepath who we can get a free scan from. I think if you go over to the window and get close to him, that he will turn and wander. So I'm going to not do that in the hopes that he stays there staring at this window, because if I ever run into him outside, that might make him easier to deal with. So let's unlock this doorway. And by the way, if you came here first before going to Magnetosphere, here's your hint that you do need to go there in order to get the key card. So the moment we touch this coral, we're going to get a cutscene.
You're not what they say you are.
Rejecting the new cell lines, fighting them off like an antivirus.
I personally feel like these cutscenes are a little bit too on the nose, but I'm not sure how much better they could have done it.
Ecology appears to be centered around the creation of this substance. The original researchers called it coral. Beautiful, but we're not sure what its purpose is. It's never spread outside the containment cylinder. Until now.
Indeed. Okay, now, the quest wants us to go that way. That is the direction of the Arboretum. We're not going there quite yet, because the very moment that the player first set foot in the Arboretum, a bunch of things around the station change. New enemies spawn in the lobby and other places. Everything becomes more dangerous. So we're going to put off the Arboretum as long as we possibly can and loot everything else. But that means facing some other big threats down in this direction. Now, I mentioned that a lot of people find the guts to be very disorienting. And that is, again, that's completely understandable because a lot of people have trouble with 3D environments and the map is not helpful. So what I find personally helpful is to choose a local vertical. This is something that you really need to do inside of any kind of 3D space because there is no absolute up. There's no authoritative up or down. It's whatever you decide it to be. It's whatever your brain can most effectively interpret as up and down. Or to quote Ender's Game again, the enemy's gate is down. So the natural up of Talos is this. And you can tell that because there's all these little platforms around the guts that are obviously oriented with the expectation that if there were gravity, people could stand on this stuff. And that makes sense because this is the up of the space station. Up is towards Arboretum, down is towards Cargo Bay and Power Plant. And the entirety of guts is just a single vertical column with a couple of bends in it. Just a couple of bends at either end. It's very simple to navigate once you understand this. So, again, in the interest of making it easier to navigate, I prefer to choose a different local vertical. And I choose it this way. And that makes the entrance that you come out of the maintenance tunnel in a hatch that you've come up through, if you think of it that way. And it turns the entirety of guts into just a long, straight, wide corridor. Now, we need to go that way, but there's some rads in our way. And we can take them out quite easily with a recycler grenade, but there's a particular way to do it efficiently. It is often very dependent on physics nonsense, and I found that the most efficient way when I can usually get all of them with a single recycler is to hover myself right up above this light and not get hit by that. It'll just push you, it won't hurt you, but still. And then I target that particular intersection of black lines there, furthest from the container, from the explosive container. Perfect. That's pulled everything in and given us a nice little cloud of materials. That could not have gone much better. Yeah, do mind those things that fly back and forth here. Again, they will not hurt you if you run into them, but they will push you very fast and cause you to take collision damage from other things. You can sometimes utilize that to your advantage in moving through guts quickly, but it's a bit risky. Now again, maintaining this is our local vertical, let's head down this hallway. And up here around the corner, we've got some cystoid nests to deal with. Now, the temptation, since there's a rad barrel there too, is to deal with them all in one by throwing a recycle grenade in there, and you do not want to do that. Don't do that under any circumstances, and I'll show you why. And I grab this O2 container because it makes a convenient object to throw at that rad container. It may not explode, but it will give the cystoids something to chase. Beautiful. Okay. And now I want to get that rad barrel moving. And hopefully... Oh, I hope it hasn't gotten fetched up against something there. Let me try throwing something at it. Oh, that's unfortunate. It's gotten fetched up against that, and I don't think it's gonna... Maybe if I hit it from this side. Yeah, there we go. That's gotten it loose. Yeah, because what I want to do is I want to send the rad barrel flying off in that direction, and ideally get it behind these rails, so that I don't have to come near it when coming around. Whoa, that was close. I was not paying attention to the fire there. Holy crap! And there I'm getting pushed by a thing. Whew, managed to break myself in time. Okay. That was close. Let's stay up here. There we go. Now, the reason why you do not want to throw a recycler into the middle of this is this box here. Because if you do that, you will destroy 2 neuromods. Done it before myself, multiple times. All right. Now, there's a few things behind these pipes that we want to go get. If we just duck below here, we'll find a supply cache on the Talos local vertical. And then if we slip back out, let's carefully slip around this corner and behind this pipe. We've got some cystoids over there that are going to activate any moment. Yeah, there they are. So let's get debris moving so that they'll decide to chase it. There we go. And that is the final resting place of Mr. Josh Dalton, who had a Q-beam, the keycard to the black box lab, and a transcribe.
Josh? What the hell is this? I got a security request saying to... It's not funny, asshole.
You know what's not funny? Taking credit for my design.
That's what this is about? I'm senior on the Black Box project, Josh. That's how it works here. If you weren't such a piss-poor team player, you'd understand that. Oh, and by the way, I had to fix a bunch of your calculations, so it's not you. Seriously? You're recording this? What is this, a big sting operation, Josh? You gonna hand me over to the DA? You're so pathetic. I'm done here. Josh, what are you doing?
Let's just see how good my calculations are.
I swear to God, if you don't put that down, I will rip it out of your sweaty hands and... Josh!
Now, you would think that the outcome of that transcribe is very obvious. It seems quite clear that Josh was powering up the Q-beam in order to fire it at Lane. And the conclusion you might draw from that is that Josh murdered Lane. But here's the thing. Take note of the time frame here in this email. Josh Dalton hasn't shown up to his workstation for 3 days now, presumably 3 days prior to the Typhon outbreak. And Lane is uncooperative with finding him, meaning Lane is alive and reachable, but not cooperating. And once we get into the black box lab, you wouldn't be able to see this in the previous footage because I have enemy health bars turned off, but the phantom that we found in there that we didn't take care of at the time, that's Lane. So he got turned into a phantom there in the black box lab where he works. The conclusion that I draw from this, Lane survived this encounter with Josh, Josh didn't. I think that one of 2 things happened. Either the Q-beam blew up in his face because Josh's work really was substandard, or Lane just quite justifiably beat the living shit out of him and left him to die here. And, well, sucks to be you, Josh. You are an asshole. But now we've got something much worse than murderous coworkers to deal with, and that is a Weaver and a Technopath in the same room. Now, I think we're quite fortunate here because the Weaver has wandered away from the Technopath, and I think that's going to give us a golden opportunity to take him out. Oops, why is combat focus not on 6? Okay. I think I got my keys messed up. I might need to take a quick look at that. Okay, let's get that scan in. And then push towards him because he's going to flee, but not quickly enough. However, he is going to get some cystoids headed in our direction, so let's take advantage of the time dilation. Oh, and getting too close to that rad barrel. Okay. Now, where's that Technopath? Okay, I think we lucked out. That glue that I fired past the cystoids hasn't hit the Technopath. It has just run into some scenery. All right, Weaver is handled. Where did his corpse go? It's going to be around here somewhere. It's probably further down. That's fine. Okay, let's loot this stuff. And we've got some busted turrets in here that we could repair, but since we're about to face a Technopath, again, those are false friends. That is a noob trap. Now, aside from that Technopath, he's got a couple of corrupted operators down there. Yeah, I can just see one of them there. I don't see the other one offhand, but I'm certain that there's 2. And what I like to do is bait them this way first. But it might be difficult to do that without also pulling the Technopath. So let's send a piece of glue at this one operator. Nope, that's pulled the Technopath too. Okay, well, that's fine. That's fine. The operators are much faster than the Technopath. They will pull out ahead of him, and they will reach us much sooner. Yeah, here they are. So let's get ready and... Oh, I better... Okay. Now where's the Technopath? Fuck. Where is he? Oh shit, there he is. I see him. Wow, I've never seen him duck into one of those side tunnels before. That's amazing. Okay. Alright, well that's fine. Let's get the shotgun out, and for this encounter, I'm going to reorient to the Talos local vertical, because it makes me feel better just psychologically peeking over this than trying to slide back and forth around a wall. It's the exact same movements, but it's the mental difference that just makes it easier to click with, I guess you could say. Okay. Now if I'm lucky, he will get bored and wander back in a way that faces away from me. Unless I've got a bad feeling. I've got a very bad feeling about what might be happening. Okay. Well, first, let's get Backlash up in case I need to block an attack. I'm concerned that he's making his way through here. No, but we may be in luck anyway, because he seems to have wandered back down that way, and now he's facing away from us. Okay. This is good, actually. This is good. Oh, let me loot the Weaver. This is good because this provides us with a way to get a blindside on him. To get up on him without him realizing or being able to do anything about it. Yeah. How's that? I'm not trapped with you. You're trapped with me. Alrighty. Love that. Absolutely love that. Alright. Now there's a cargo door here. We'll take care of this, I think, in the next episode. We're not doing this quite yet, but let's reorient to the Talos local vertical, because it makes this station make a lot more visual sense. And just a bit of spare parts there. And yeah, we'll come back to this. We'll come back to this once we venture into the cargo bay. I think that's likely going to be next episode, because I'm looking at the time, and I believe this episode has gotten a bit long. So before we close it out, there's just one last thing I want to do, and that's polish off the guts, or at least this part of it, with a trip into the Shuttle Bay fuel storage area.
Normal gravity detected.
I've got some cystoids in here, but that's fine. Let's give them something to think about. There we go. And I think 2 pieces of glue should do for this. Yep, no more cystoids. Just grab that weapon upgrade kit. And head into fuel storage, where there's going to be a thermal phantom and a bunch of mimics. So let's get prepared for that thermal. Yeah, there he is.
Scan complete. New psionic aptitude available.
Nope, wrong. Why am I hitting all the wrong buttons today? I think my hotkeys are screwed up. I've got to fix that. Interesting. It wasn't working for your friend, it's not going to work for you. I think there's one more. Okay, I'm about 99% certain that that has cleared it, but I'm going to take backlash anyway. You're making quite a lot of noise for being outside. Hi. Probably a good thing you're not in here with me. Okay, and I think I'm very flush on spare parts. Yeah, oh, God, I'm so flush on spare parts. Yeah, I'm going to set myself up another workstation here. So let's get this electric junction repaired, along with the fabricator and the recycler over here. And I got those, yeah. Now let's turn the power back on. Room's looking better already. All right. And 3 neuromods. Excellent. That is outstanding. All right. Let me just do a little bit of recycling really quick here. Before we leave, I just want to take note of one thing here. This number on the wall is part of the treasure hunt. A lot of people miss this or find it hard to find, particularly because this is a very out-of-the-way part of the map. But once you actually see it, it's very recognizable from the treasure map. We'll get to that once we start the treasure map quest. I'm very much looking forward to that. But I say that's more than enough for now. We've conquered most of the guts, and the main quest wants us to head to the Arboretum, but as I mentioned before, that's going to make the rest of the station much more dangerous to move around in. So before we do that, we're going to dip into the cargo bay on our way to life support, where we'll be completing a few of the most important side quests in the game. I hope you'll join me for that. For now, thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.